Hello YouTube friends, Ben Ochart here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today I'm sitting in front of the 60-gallon cichlid tank, the tank I used to always sit in front of years ago. And today I want to talk with you about how over the years, how long have we been actually sharing information about fish keeping and African cichlids in particular? What, 5 years maybe? Over the years, and at this juncture in my fish keeping career where I'm sort of starting over again, I want to share with you what fish have really stood out for me, and really are my top 10, and why those fish are my top 10 fish. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that sub button and hit that bell. And if you like to always be learning about fish keeping like me, and just go ahead and hit that, and that way you'll always get notified when I post new content. Okay, so let's get right into this. Let's talk about the fish that have that over the years have become my favorites, and why they became my favorites. And I'm going to just go ahead and just show them to you one at a time. And we're going to start off with let's start off with the Venusus. I mean, in my case, this is a Venusus I raised from just a teeny little fry, and brought him up. And as far as cichlids go, the greens and the blues in the face, the contrast of those colors, and the size that they put on, makes them for me just a very, very special fish. It did take me several attempts to get a Venusus that was peaceful, like this one here, and that you're seeing, nicknamed Vinny. And I've got to include a Venusus in that list. So Venusus is on the top 10 for sure. Another fish that would have to be included in that list is a ruby red. And the reason I would include a ruby red is obviously because of the color, the beautiful red in the body, the purple blue in the face, and also the temperament. They color up early, they have a good attitude, they're not overly aggressive. Maybe you've had one that is. The ones I've had, the German reds, the ruby reds, have not been overly aggressive. And I loved having this ruby red. He put on size and color very quickly. Was certainly one of my favorites. Another fish that I would highly recommend, and is in the top 10 for me, is the Benga Sunshine. This particular one that you see here, I picked up from the Wonder of Cichlids. And just again, the contrast of the blue and the yellow, and they put on good size, good color, and in my case, fairly docile. Not really a violent fish, a fish that chases too much, kind of keeps to their own, lumbers around. Just a beautiful fish, and one that I certainly recommend, the Benga Sunshine, yellow Benga Sunshine. Platidichromis are one of my favorite fish overall, and certainly the deep waters, the gazelles, those are gorgeous. But over time, the two that I have to say have been my favorites are the the Jalo reef and the Johnsoni. The Johnsoni, those prominent vertical bars, the marks on the large fins, just make them just a beautiful fish, and a great addition to any tank. And that's the Platidichromis johnsoni. And in the same family, the Platidichromis Jalo reef. Again, a gorgeous fish. Combinations of blues and greens, a very docile personality, puts on decent size, not like the Johnsoni. Johnsoni got pretty big. They remind me a little bit of your Protomelus in how they put on a big, bulky, rounder fish. But still, a beautiful fish, one I highly, highly recommend. Another fish that I have to include is the eyebiter. And the eyebiter certainly gave me a challenge over the years, and it can certainly have an attitude and be disruptive. But what can you say? I mean, look at that fish. I mean, he's just a gorgeous fish. Very strange, very unusual in how thin he is, the shape of the body, that little, you know, goatee that he has, and how they move, how they hunt. Everything about them is just very unique. People seem to either love them or hate them. I'm in the category of loving them. This one I picked up from the Cichlid Shack in Arizona, and just a beautiful specimen, and has to be on my top 10 for African cichlids. Another fish that probably every collection should consider is the Taiwan reef. We're getting into the Protomelis, you know, the fire haps. Fire haps are beautiful. You know, a colored up tangerine tiger or an imperial tiger is beautiful. But the tangerine, the Taiwan reef, you just can't go wrong with this fish. He's just a beautiful fish. This is one I had for a while and put on size very quickly. He's in the logo that you see in the corner of my videos. Just a gorgeous fish. They get pretty bulky very quickly. They can be a little aggressive. Protomelis can be, you know, they can chase around a lot, but just gorgeous fish. Just be sure to include a little bit of vegetable in their diet. They're just beautiful fish and highly, highly recommended. Another fish that I would suggest that everyone include in their collection is the bicolor 500. Beautiful fish, a stunning fish. Go with a bicolor or go with a blue neon. You're not going to go wrong with either one of those fish. Blue neon peacock or a bicolor 500. Both of them are gorgeous. And the only drawback on a bicolor is they get to about 5 inches. So they'll be one of the smaller peacocks in your tank. But gorgeous fish. Just a beautiful fish. This one also from the Cichlid Shack in Arizona. What can you say about a Malawi trout? This one again from the Wonder of Cichlids. I mean, the torpedo shape of the fish. They do get very large. 12, 14 inches is not uncommon. And when they color up, they're spectacular. They do need a lot of room. They can be aggressive. This one that you see in the picture here actually knocked out the eyebiter as the second in command, and was only dominated by the large Venusus. But a beautiful fish. This one again from the Wonder of Cichlids. Just a highly recommended, gorgeous fish. You do need a big tank, 150 or larger. Certainly you can grow them out in a 60, then take them over to a 125, something that's 6 feet across. They will need a lot of turnaround room. You know, a tank that's 2 feet from front to back. Gorgeous fish, and when they color up, they're just spectacular. So a Malawi trout, certainly on the list. As you might expect, number 10 in the collection has to be the Lethrinops. Lethrinops is just, for me, just an amazing fish. They're spectacular in their markings, the trailing fins, the large fin display, the detailed markings in the tail and the dorsal. Just a gorgeous specimen of a fish. This is, of course, Photoshop, who's going to be going with this tank over to Kevin Green. Check out his channel, KG Cichlids on YouTube. He's going to be taking over this tank along with Photoshop and his tank mates, the red shoulder, bushy nose, a couple of other Lethrinops in there, and a Synodontis catfish. So probably the fish I've enjoyed the most over the years. And you know, I've enjoyed so many of them. I mean, where do I put the Los Tres Amigos, my 3 clown loaches that I had for so long? Where do I put them on the list? Where do I put bushy nose plecos that I've loved having? Synodontis cats that I find adorable. I mean, where do I put those on the list? And of course, other fish that over the years I've enjoyed tremendously. But this is sort of the short list and of fish that I hope to own again when I set up my fish room in Nashville, Tennessee. So that's my top 10 for you. What are your favorites? List them in the comments below. I'd love to read about it. And thank you so much for tuning in. And certainly don't forget to hit that sub button if you haven't already. and hit the bell. And visit on Instagram for some behind the scenes pictures and video that you don't see anywhere else. And also come on over to the, let me move the video over just a little bit so I'm more on the screen with you. And come on over to the Facebook page over here, the Ben O' Cichlid on Facebook. If you go there, answer all the questions that they ask you, or else you can't get in the group. That's how we keep the trolls and the bots out. And follow on Instagram. And I hope to see you on Saturday for Cichlids and Coffee, the live stream. I'm going to be taking a little delay there, a little gap while we complete the move to Nashville. But I'll be back with that live stream. And I'll probably have other fish going eventually, but I'll still keep it as Cichlids and Coffee. We'll keep the original name as opposed to maybe Fish and Coffee, which doesn't seem to appeal to me, Fish and Coffee. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, my friends. You rock, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.